The last time and first time that I reacted to the Extra 3 channel from Germany, I said that Trump would win the election. It was back in May 2024, because I said that the more that you make fun of Trump, the more that people kind of pity him and end up like voting for him, because you give him a lot of exposure. And I'm always a believer that when you talk about someone, even if it's negative, it gives them a lot more exposure. For example, when Trump went to Joe Rogan, he went to other podcasts, while Kamala Harris literally did nothing and just sit home and just wait. Trump put himself out there, and I think it gave him a bit of advantage. That's what I said last time. So this kind of coverage, well, he's not going to be elected in 2028 because he cannot anymore. He's been there 2 times, unless he changed the rules or something. But those kind of parody, satire, helped Trump more than it hurt him. But for European, of course, making fun of Trump is nice. Except right now with all the tariff going on in my country, Canada. Now I'm in Thailand, but all the tariff and all the bullshit. I mean, it's kind of it's rough for me to laugh at parody right now. But I will try to analyze what I see anyway. So let's go.
Was gibt's denn so Neues von Donald Trump, von unserem zuverlässigsten Bullshit-Lieferanten und gleichzeitig dem leider mächtigsten Mann der Welt? Es ist immer wieder was Neues. Es sind aktuell Verhandlungen mit Putin, die Ankündigung, die Ukraine militärisch im Stich zu lassen. Dann Handelskrieg, Zölle, Gaza.
You know, when you talk about coward, when you invite Putin and Netanyahu from Israel, when you invite them to the United States, he sit like this. He's like this, and he... But then when he invites Zelensky, he bring Vance, his vice president, and they are in his face. So he's good at intimidating poor country, but when it comes to standing up to Putin, to China, to Israel, he's kind of weak. He's not really as strong as they make him to be, you know. Almighty, it reminds me of the movie with, who's the comedian? Jim Carrey? Is that what you're referring to?
Das ja übernehmen will.
Almighty.
The US will take over
Die USA übernehmen den Gazastreifen. Er gehört uns.
We'll own it.
We'll own it. Wie kommt man auf sowas? Naja, die Erklärung ist folgende. Trump hat ja im...
They already own the Gaza Strip. That's the weird thing. Israel is basically a U.S. state at this point. I think everyone know it. Israel is like a U.S. state. Israel is backed by the U.S. completely, and Gaza has always been owned by the U.S. historically through Israel, where Gaza is like an open-air prison where people from Gaza cannot go out of Gaza. They are literally stuck in some kind of territory where they cannot step foot outside. They don't have a passport. It's worth nothing. So basically, it's an open-air prison in which the United States has always been kind of in control. The difference right now is that they might just send more military inside, but it's not like breaking news. It's always been like this. It's just, I don't know. I feel like people don't know that. It's kind of weird.
Im Leben nicht wirklich was gelernt und den dazu passenden Beruf, nämlich er macht in Immobilien. So, also für den zählt Lage, nichts anderes. Für den ist der Gazastreifen ein sonniges Küstengrundstück. Top-Lage, direkt am Meer, unverbauter Fernblick. Bestehende Gebäude wurden von den Nachbarn bereits größtenteils zurückgebaut. Oder Grönland hat er auch als Immobilienanzeige gesehen. Attraktives Kühlhaus in strategisch guter Lage.
This is a joke. It's owned by Denmark, right? This is just Trump speaking to let you believe that he can do anything he wants. It's like, oh yeah, he's never going to take Greenland, but it's just because it's in Denmark. It's owned by Denmark, but he wants to give the impression that he can just do this and get anything he wants. He's pretending. He's not going to do this. It's just that it's like the tariff that he's doing with Canada right now. He wants to act strong even though he knows that something is not really going to work out the way that he wants to. Like the tariff, he already paused the tariff, right? Already. Because he just wanted to show to the American people that he was strong, even though he knew that like days later he was going to cancel it. He already knew what he was going to do in the future, so.
Ruhiges Nachtleben, Fischgrätparkett. Vom Vorbesitzer Schneebesenreihen hinterlassen. Sicher eine gute Wahl. Da schlägt er natürlich zu. Wer weiß, ob ihm nicht auch schon Deutschland als Immobilie angeboten worden ist. Hier, kleines Mittelgrundstück, nett gelegen zwischen Polen und Euro-Disney. 30 Jahre Sanierungsstau von privat an Bastler abzugeben. Bitte bei Olaf melden. Ja. So sieht Trump die Welt. Und eins muss man ihm lassen, unterschreiben kann er. Also unterschreiben kann er wie kein Zweiter. Mit seinen Dekreten schafft
How many executive order did he sign? Like 100 of them? And all of them are so stupid. If you go and you read some of the executive order he signed, some of them are just profoundly. By the way, this is remind me of The Shining when hey Johnny through the window, right, with his axe. Sorry, I'm off topic. Jack Nicholson.
ist Trump
I'm
wahrscheinlich
off
noch ins
topic
Guinness-Buch
now.
der Rekorde. Da muss man wirklich sagen, das mit der Machtergreifung, das geht erschreckend schnell in den USA. Selbst der Führer staunt da nicht schlecht.
Und jetzt NNN. Neueste nationale Nachrichten. Als ich gestern Deutschland die Auswanderer geschaut habe, wurde ich mal wieder vom Fernweh gepackt. Träume.
Who said this? There's video on the internet, right? People in the street, they ask American people, who said this? Trump or Hitler? And then every time the people say, oh, it's Hitler. No, it was Trump. And when people thought that it was Trump, it was Hitler. So it was just to make fun of the fact that Trump and Hitler, in a lot of way that they think, is interchangeable. And I think it's reflected in that skit or
Mit
whatever
Eva die
it's
Route
called.
88 durch Amerika zu fahren. Dort wird man mittlerweile ja mit offenen und erhobenen Armen empfangen. Denn dieser
Hey, look at how he did it. He did it with his whole chest, and he even had the grin on his face. And some people are trying to make you believe that he was just doing a video game, like he's just a nerd and he was doing some video game thing. He was exposed as a fraud, Elon Musk. All the video games that he was supposed to be ranked very high, he had a guy playing for him. He was faking it. So that was a scandal recently. But only people in America kind of know about that. But basically, the way that he did it with all his chest, there's no confusion about what he was doing here. It's the intensity in which he did it, right? Sometimes you do it with your friend without knowing what you're doing, more as a gesture. But the way that he did it, there's no confusion here. And I don't understand how some people can be confused by what he did. The intensity is really telling, and his facial expression, his grin. It's so obvious for me
und
what he was
erhobenen
doing.
Armen empfangen.
And look at how he moved right after. Look at his face. It's super obvious. I don't know how people are confused about like what he was trying to do here, you know?
Armen empfangen. Denn dieser Donald Trump krempelt das Land schneller in eine faschistische Diktatur um, als ich bis 1933 zählen kann.
Seine Entscheidungen sind gesetzlos, zerstörerisch, gefährlich und grausam.
Scheint ein echter Bruder im Geiste zu sein, dieser Trump. Muss an den Genen liegen.
I have German in my blood.
Anders als tanzen. Das scheint ihn eher nicht im Blut zu liegen. Schwerfällig wie ein Rhinoceros. So tänzelt ein Diktator. Und ein Diktator erobert ein Territorium, indem er es überfällt und nicht indem er den Namen auf ein Stück Pappe...
I know, it's worse. A lot happened since this. Now Trump, I don't know if you guys saw it, he wants to have his name on the $250 bill. He wants to make a new bill in America because the highest bill in America is the $100. Now they want to make the $250 bill and they want to have Donald Trump's face on it. That's what he said. He wants to pass a bill for that, which means that even when he's not president, you're going to see his freaking face on the bill. And he's so egomaniac that it's probably going to pass because he has the control of the Senate and everything. So it's probably going to pass. But this is so insane. And he does that because the cost of living is going so high right now that he need a $250 bill. It goes to show how freaking like bankrupt the US is that you need a $250 bill because people cannot pay grocery with less than that, for a week. It's crazy.
schreiben lässt. Aber gut, immerhin versteht es der Herr, die Massen aufzuhetzen.
Sie vergiften das Blut unseres Landes. Der ganze Abschaum, mit dem wir klarkommen müssen. Sie sind keine Menschen, sie sind Tiere. Wir werden sie ausrotten. Die radikalen linken Schläger, die wie Ungeziefer leben.
Moment,
He was talking about the immigrant here. He was talking about Mexico and he was talking about Venezuelan. He was like, this is just,
das kommt mir aber alles sehr bekannt vor. Ist Ihr Lieblingslied etwa alles nur geklaut? Sie kopieren meine Reden, ohne dabei orange zu werden. Obwohl, das sind Sie ja schon. Und damit nicht genug. Politische Gegner aus den Ämtern jagen.
What I found the most insane in Germany is that you guys should be the most pro-immigration country in the world. And look at what the ADF is trying to do. Like, it's insane because you know what happened historically in Germany. You guys should be like the most left-wing progressive country in the world given your history. The same for Japan. Yet Japan and Germany are so conservative these days. It's so confusing to me. You guys don't like Trump, right? But Trump represents the far right, right? Trump would love the ADF. It's so confusing to me that like you guys hate Trump, yet so many people voted for the ADF. I think did they come second last time, third? The election was recently, I saw it, but they had a lot of vote. And I'm like, guys, you cannot hate Trump and like the ADF. They are the same thing. They are basically two sides of the same coin. It's really confusing to me.
Staatliche Institutionen zerschlagen und dann auch noch die Macht mit Notverordnungen an sich reißen. Sie und Ihr Goebbels für Arme, oder besser gesagt Reiche, haben Ihren ganzen Machtergreifungsplan bei mir geklaut. Haben Sie sich beim Föhnen Ihre letzten Ideen aus dem Hirn gepustet?
We will begin the largest deportation operation. It's going to be called a Trump mass deportation.
Nein, glaubt mir, platzt gleich der Führerbunker. Wenn Sie unbedingt Diktator werden wollen, denken Sie sich gefälligst was Eigenes aus. Sonst stelle ich Ihnen meine Ideen in Rechnung. Plus 25% Exportzoll. Wegreden!
I know, this is so good. Oh my God. Because we keep saying, well, concentration camp and all of these death camp, they were really bad. If Trump had his way, he would do things that are not that dissimilar. For example, in Eastern Poland, they are literally shooting people that try to cross the border. They are shooting them literally as they try to cross. Which, is it that different in a way? Not that we all want illegal immigrant, but the fact that you treat someone that tried to escape a bad condition and you wait them at the border with your gun and you shoot, is that this different from this? For like, at the end of the day, you die at the end, right? It's the same ending.
Schlimm genug, dass Trump ist, wie er ist. Aber absolut erbärmlich, finde ich, ja, wie bereitwillig sich ihm alle unterwerfen. Beim Super Bowl stand da nicht mehr End Racism in der Endzone, so wie bislang. Nein, die NFL schreibt da jetzt Choose Love, was etwas unverbindlicher ist. Die NFL macht einfach, was Trump will. Dasselbe gilt für die großen Unternehmen und ihre Chefs. Bill Gates, noch vor kurzem Trump-Gegner und Kamala Harris-Unterstützer, sagt nach der Wahl, er sei von Trump beeindruckt. Jeff Bezos von Amazon war auch früher kein Trump-Freund, möchte ihm.
Well, it's normal because one of the things that Trump did during this first presidency is that he reduced the tax for the rich. He allegedly said that he put the tax up, but it ended up making a reduction for the rich. So Trump is a billionaire, even though he owns a lot of money. So rich people love him and poor people end up liking him. People of America, they get told that immigrants are the reason why they're poor. So people get mad, normal Americans get mad at immigrants because Trump told them that the immigrants are why they're poor. So Trump is loved by the rich and then a lot of the poor and even Mexican and even like Latino. A lot of them voted for Trump because they get told that they're poor because of the illegal immigrant. While they are illegal, they have no problem. So he tried to turn their own people against each other. And that's why he won, because if people that don't have a lot of money and don't have a lot in life were seen through the trick that he's trying to pull, they will not vote for him. The problem is that when you're poor and you work 16 hours per day or 12 hours per day, you don't have time to educate yourself. So all you see is Trump on television shouting and you're like, yay! He's talking, he's helping me. And people don't have time to be educated. I think that's one of the problems.
Ihn nun gerne beraten. Mark Zuckerberg hat Moderation und Faktencheck auf Facebook und Instagram in den USA abgeschafft, damit sich Hass und Fake News ungestört verbreiten können. Also die ganze Tech-Branche mit all den schlauen, weltoffenen, slicken CEOs, sie versammeln sich hinter Trump. Im Silicon Valley ist offenbar auch das Rückgrat aus Silikon. Ich hätte es nicht für möglich gehalten. Trump will auch keine Diversität. Also werfen viele Unternehmen in den USA die bisherigen Prinzipien über Bord. Die Regenbogenfahne wird wieder eingerollt in den USA. Es ist bei McDonald's so, bei Walmart, bei Ford, sogar bei Aldi. Beeindruckend, diese unglaubliche Flexibilität bei Werten und Überzeugungen. Und ich habe langsam die Befürchtung, wenn in den USA die Taliban an die Macht kämen, gäbe es eine Woche später den neuen Ford Scharia. Fährt auch ohne Hände. Es gibt ja für alles Tools, Excel-Tools, Analysen.
Yeah, but listen, the thing is, German, they make parody about Trump. You guys should look at them in the mirror because a lot of European countries are getting inspired by Trump. Like Hungary, the Netherlands, had a right wing. And even in Sweden right now, there's a big rise of the right wing. And it's all about people claiming immigrant again. And why they're doing that is because they are listening to Trump. Trump has a lot of influence on the world stage. Trump shout things and you see a lot of things in the news and then you're like, oh yeah, but it's happening in my country too. And then you kind of, even people who are Democrats, centrists, they will not like Trump, but they will say, yeah, the immigrant, I agree though, they cannot come in illegally and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is an illegal immigrant when you think about it? Who decided that you need a passport to travel? Who decided that a country has the right to own land? An ideal world for me would be a world where you can go anywhere you want at all time. Just like what you guys do in Europe, right? Shenzhen, you can go from one country to another, but on the world planet. You could go to any country you want and you could find a job. I know that theoretically that would be extremely difficult to manage criminal and stuff like this, but I feel like the world would be a better place if everyone had the liberty to go anywhere they want, do anything they want as long as it's legal. That would probably be hard to have a kind of a world order, but there's none at the moment. I mean, that's the goal of immigration, right? It's in a world where your borders are open and all the country borders are open, people can try to go live to any country they see fit for their personality, for their lifestyle, and they can literally do anything they want. This is the ideal world for me. It's not really an anarchist world because there will still be law, but it's a world where you can literally do any. If today I want to go to Norway for 2 days, take the plane or take a boat, I will be able to do it. I will not need a passport. You can do anything you want. I don't know. I see the world in a different way. I don't see the world where we should have land and border and stuff like this. Okay, anyway, I'm off topic now. So, okay.